Chritstmas Follies. My name is Karen Elson, the Community Life Director here at Heritage Pointe. We had so much fun doing the first Follies, which by the way was just 7 weeks ago, that we thought we would have fun to do it again with all new acts. You will notice over to the right of you, we have two young ladies, Arlene Martins and Sherry Johnson, who we will call the Kibitzers. They are representing Statler and Waldorf who sit in the balcony on the popular TV show, The Muppets. Thank you for coming. We hope you enjoy the show. To help us get into the Christmas spirit, we will begin with our Heritage Pointe Band, the Hayseeds, playing Jingle Bells.
Better than they did the last time.
His name is chances.
We are very pleased to have a return visit of Marianne Zarzana, a professor at Southwest Minnesota State University and a published poet. She will read her poem, Sliding into a Ditch on a Snowy Evening.
How many of you have either slid into a ditch or know someone else who has slid into a ditch? I think that's everybody in the room. I wrote this poem after returning from a poetry event in Mankato with two creative writing students from SMSU and landing in a ditch. The car was damaged, but gratefully no one was hurt. Sliding into a ditch on a snowy evening. With apologies to poet Robert Frost, who wrote Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening in 1922. Whose ditch this is, I don't know. His house may be in Lamberton, though. He did not see us fishtail here into his ditch half filled with snow. My passengers must feel some fear in this dark ditch, no farmhouse near. Between Mankato and Marshall's Lights, the iciest evening of the year. I grab my phone and call for aid. I'm told a trooper's on the way. The few cars on the road all stop to check and see if we're okay. The ditch is sloped, but not too steep. It could have been worse, as folks here speak. I have prayers to say before I sleep. Yes, prayers to say before I sleep.
Very interesting. But have you ever been in the ditch?
Well, a few times, but not always because of the weather.
And now, back by popular demand, the Walkettes. Dee Rizdal, Evie Hoffbeck, Betty Meinhardt, Vicki Dolan, and Catherine Verkindred, with Marianne Kramer reading 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, and Todd Kent, our dietary director, as Santa.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeer are pulling on the rein. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright.
'Twas the night before Christmas. went all through the house. Not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. The moon, on the breast of the new fallen snow, gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but Santa Claus and 8 reindeer. With the little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name.
On Dasher, on Dancer, on Prancer and Vixen, on Cupid, on Donner, on Blitzen, and whoever I forgot. To the top of the roof, to the top of memory care, now dash away all.
And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. A bundle of toys was flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler, just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled. His dimples did glow. And the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth. And the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed, like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings. Then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight,
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
You have to give those old grannies credit. They sure do try.
I thought that Santa was really cute.
While we prepare for the next act, Noah Olson, our activities assistant, will read the story of Santa.
The history of Santa Claus. In the 4th century A.D., a man named Nicholas became the bishop of a village called Weimar in what is now Turkey. Little is known about him, but it is pretty safe guess that he was a kind and generous man. Legends attributed to him describe many kinds of acts of kindness towards children. Bishop Nicholas of Mar was canonized and went on to become the most popular saint in all Christianity. He is the patron saint of children, and more churches are named after him than any other of the apostles. To honor him, Europeans began giving gifts to their children on the eve of St. Nicholas, which falls on December 6th. During the Protestant Reformation, St. Nicholas was replaced in many countries. In England, he was known as Father Christmas, and in France, he was called Père Noël. But St. Nicholas remained popular in the Netherlands. When the Dutch settled New Amsterdam in the fleeting New World, they brought their tradition with them. The English settlers loved the stories and enthusiastically adopted the Dutch celebrations of St. Nicholas Day, but they gradually merged them with their own Christmas traditions. It's not hard to see how St. Nicholas became Santa Claus. Just waiting for the next act. We're just waiting on the next act. You ready? Okay. Please welcome Dee Risdall playing Mrs. Santa and Karen Olson as the interviewer.
Hello, Mrs. Santa. So good to have you here.
I'm tired of that Mrs. Santa stuff. Call me Bertha.
Sure, but you don't look like your picture, Bertha.
That's because it isn't me. They didn't think I fit the profile. And I don't know why.
What do you mean profile?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a long story. Santa Inc. is a big business. Oh, excuse me. It's really big, though. And they have this PR person, and she says, I didn't fit the profile. So they hired a model, snippy little thing. And now I am the legal Mrs. Santa. She's the official Mrs. Santa. And that's how it is.
Tell me, what's it like being Mrs. Santa? I mean, Bertha. Do you work for Santa Incorporated?
Yeah, I do. I was relegated to Santa's helper. See, it's here on my cap. And as Santa's helper, I read all the letters to Santa. And I'm telling you, those little rugrats are a greedy bunch. Except, once in a while, not very often, once in a while, I'll get a letter where they don't want anything for themselves. It just gets me right here. So I keep a stash of shiny red bikes for those kids.
Tell me, what's it like at Santa's workshop?
Oh, it's a mess. Sawdust all over. Paint smell all over. He's in there with those nasty little elves, and they're always complaining about the workload, or they want a pay raise. And if he isn't there, he's down in the stable with those smelly reindeer. They're just like his kids. He's given them all pet names, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen. You've probably heard. And then last year, we tried a new young buck named Rudolph. Supposed to have this magical shiny red nose. We found out why his nose is red. It didn't work out.
It must be exciting to see them off on Christmas Eve.
Well, yes, I say. I wave goodbye, and then I say finally, and I sat down with a glass of wine.
Santa must be tired when he finally gets home.
He's a mess. Soot from head to toe. I've got to hose him off before I even let him in the house. And then he's not feeling good because he's eating all these cookies that people leave. And then he's drunk all the milk and he's lactose intolerant. So he's not feeling good. And he's complaining. that people make address changes and don't let him know. And then he's complaining that people never clean their chimneys anymore. So I have to listen to all that.
Does he give you a nice gift?
Well, it's usually a nice gift. It's something he couldn't deliver. So he picks out something, but there's never much thought behind it. Last year I got a set of golf clubs. I don't play golf. Paint clubs, nice clubs. And there's no golf courses at the North Pole, so I don't know what to do with it.
Surely you must enjoy his good mood, you know, ho, ho, ho.
Oh, that's in his job description. He stands in front of the mirror. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. I just look at him and say, oh.
Well, it was nice meeting you, Mrs. Santa. I mean, Bertha. Happy holidays.
Well, that's in the contract, happy holiday. It's not too bad, because if you take happy and holly, if you take holly, holy, and day, you get holiday. That's not bad. But there's one I like better. Are there any PC police around? Merry Christmas.
Well, there's a bubble burst.
I think that old woman needs an attitude adjustment, or maybe just another glass of wine.
A classic that gets revived every Christmas is the Nutcracker Suite. We now present two of our staff members playing the Sugar Plum Fairies.
But you got to say they are good sports.
Let's give Todd Kent and Noel Olson a round of applause. Next, we present one of our tenants, Mary Ann Kramer, with the Red Hat presentation, the day after Christmas.
This is another look at the same day, or the next. 'Twas the day after Christmas, and all through the house, every creature was hurting, even the mouse. The toys were all broken, their batteries dead. Santa passed out with some ice on his head. Wrapping and ribbons just covered the floor, while upstairs the family continued to snore. And I, in my t-shirt, Reeboks, and jeans, went into the kitchen and started to clean. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the sink to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the curtains and threw up the sash. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a little white truck with an oversized mirror. The driver was smiling so lively and grand, the patch on his jacket said, U.S. Postman. With a handful of bills, he grinned like a fox, then quickly stuffed them into our mailbox. Bill after bill after bill, they still came. Whistling and shouting, he called them by name. No Herberger's, no Walmart, no Penny's and Sears. Here's Kohl's and Target and Marshall Fields, all here. To the tip of your limit, every store, every mall. Now charge away, charge away, charge away all. He sprang to his truck and he drove down the road, driving much faster with just half a load. Then I heard him exclaim with great holiday cheer, "Enjoy what you got, you will be paying all year."
Does any of that sound familiar to you?
Almost all of it. I've lived it many times.
We are giving Todd Kent, our dietary director, a workout this time. He now presents a trumpet solo. God rest ye merry gentlemen.
I heard that. Sorry. I was doing well. Thank you.
So far, we've entertained the merry part of Christmas. The remainder of our program will focus on the reason for the season. Our nativity scene features Kim Kraft, our housekeeper, as Mary, and Noah Olson, our activities assistant, as Joseph. During their entrance, Betty Meinhardt will read the nativity story, followed by Bill Drown singing an old favorite, O Holy Night.
Luke 2, verses 8 to 14. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of heavenly hosts praising God, and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace and goodwill towards men.
O holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh hear born. O night, O holy night, O night, O night divine. Led by the light of faith serenely beaming, with glowing hearts by his cradle we stand. So led by light of a star sweetly gleaming, here come the wise men from Orient land. The King of Kings lay thus in lowly manger, in all our time being to be our friend. Fall on your knees, oh hear the angel voices, O night divine, O night when Christ was born, O night, holy night, O night, O night divine. Truly he taught us to love one another. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is our brother, and in all name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy and grateful chorus raise we, that all within us praise his holy name. Fall on your knees, or hear the angel voices, O night divine, O night when Christ was born, O night, holy night, O night, O night divine.
We will close our program with the Macy's rendition of O Come All Ye Faithful. We thought you might request an encore. We will play Silent Night and would like to invite all of you to sing along with us. We will sing the first verse twice while Spike Dolan leads us off with the accordion. join with us again as we wait for Spike Dolan to lead us off. I would like to acknowledge a few people here tonight, and when I say your name, please wave your hand so that everyone knows who you are. Sherry Johnson, Arlene Martins, Bill Drum, Dee Rizzo, Catherine Verkindren, Vicki Dolan, Betty Meinhardt, Evie Hoffbeck, Elaine Hamner, Spike Dolan, and Mary Ann Kramer. Mary Ann Zarzana, our outside guest performer. June Carter from Avira Thrift Shop for her generous contributions of some of our instruments. Tallgrass Liquor Store in Marshall for our liquor boxes to hold our equipment during the Walkettes Jingle Bells performance. Dee Risdall for the Follies concept and content. Todd Kent and Noah Olson for being such great sports during the Sugar Plum Fairies. Noah Olson and Kim Kraft for playing Joseph and Mary. And special thanks to all the tenants and staff for their willing participation to be a part of this Christmas Follies group. We also could not have done this without all of you out in the audience here tonight. We've really enjoyed putting this together for you. Before we conclude, Dee Risdall would like to say a few words.
Actually, I was asked to comment. And this is a kind of an experiment. I'm of an age where I'm interested in the mature brain because I have one. And we find that activities typically are not planned for all of the people who are mature. For instance, 1 in 3 people have some form of dementia, 2 in 3 do not. Our physical bodies deteriorate, and people equate that with the deterioration of our brains, which isn't necessarily so. So we're trying with this to bring activities that take us out of our comfort zone and make it interesting for us and satisfying to do things like this that we may never have done before. Most of us haven't, as you may have noticed. Anyway, we've had a lot of fun with it. And we want you to invite you early to our next game, which will be April 18th, and it'll be at the Senior Citizen Center. We're calling it the Heritage Pointe Spring Fling. It's going to be a style show with a commemoration for the SMSU's 50th anniversary. I think we'll have a lot of fun, and I will depend on Karen. I get these wild ideas and I throw them at Karen, and she just runs with it with an amount of energy that I'm so jealous of. Anyway, please come and see us in April.
Donation box in which all proceeds will go to the Alzheimer's Association right outside of the community room if you are interested in donating to that cause. I personally want to thank each and every one of you for coming out today, and we do wish you all a very Merry Christmas. And we do now have cookies and coffee in the bistro, so please stop over and help yourself. Thank you everyone for coming.